Greetings all, I'm excited to have you join me here today. I'm pleased to offer a brief overview of the day's most significant news. I've collected the essential news summaries from 4 different news outlets to share with you. Firstly, I will start with the news from the New York Times. Federal Reserve officials will release a rate decision at 2 p.m. Eastern. The key question is what will come next. After an extraordinary boom fed by cooped-up consumers, manufacturing has stalled as retailers burn through bloated inventories. The discovery of the message set off a panic at the company on the eve of its billion-dollar defamation trial and ultimately led to Tucker Carlson's firing. The 38-year-old suspect was caught just a few miles from the site of the shooting hiding in a hamper under a pile of laundry, the county sheriff said. After an arrest, law enforcement officials were still struggling to understand why aimless shooting on a recent Friday night turned into a massacre. Defending against an unpredictable Russia in years to come will mean bumping up against a strained social safety net and ambitious climate transition plans. Henrik Stiesdal helped design the first modern wind turbines. 1,000 patents later, he's a green tech entrepreneur rolling out new innovations. The latest test results continue a nearly decade-long decline. Try a sample quiz to test your knowledge. The suspect used his father's handgun and opened fire into a crowd at the school in Belgrade, the police said. A security guard was also killed. Containerization, which has been embraced by global cities like Barcelona and Buenos Aires, would require substantial trade-offs. Followed by the news from the media outlet Financial Times. Helsinki gathering likely to discuss Ukraine's NATO and EU membership bids. Tugboat capable of launching and rescuing mini-submarines was photographed close to where sabotage took place. Latest meeting takes place against backdrop of U.S. banking turmoil. Israel responds to attack prompted by death of Qatar Adnan. Delicate diplomacy, refining capacity, and forex payments pose challenges. President stands firm on unpopular reform, betting resistance from opposition parties and unions will fade. Covert FSB procurement chain acquires goods for war in Ukraine even after operatives were apprehended last year. Texas real estate mogul Harlan Crow's ties to conservative justice prompt calls for new look at Supreme Court ethics. Latest Monetary Committee meeting could deliver last in series of interest rate rises. Diplomats say Syria's pariah leader will be expected to make concessions to enable his return to Arab League. After that, I will present the BBC News. The grim hospital where even basic needs cannot be met and children die of preventable diseases. Kevin Darmody vanished while fishing with friends in far north Queensland on Saturday. The 25-year-old had run a popular Facebook page where people aired views critical of the authorities. Shakira Khalili was rich and beautiful. She was drugged, packed in a wooden casket and buried alive. The country's 4th largest carrier blames U.S. engine maker Pratt & Whitney for its problems. Fong Bin was one of several citizen journalists who reported from the epicenter of the pandemic. A further 334,000 people have been displaced within Sudan, but hopes rise of possible peace talks. A 14-year-old schoolboy is arrested after at least 9 killed at an elementary school in Belgrade. Roman Protasevich was arrested after his Ryanair flight was diverted to Belarus in May 2021. A documentary reports Russian naval ships were located near the site of the Nord Stream explosions. And finally, I will discuss the news from the Japan Times. COVID-19 tracker, Tokyo logs 2,187 new coronavirus cases. LDP heavyweight Motegi vows stronger Global South ties in Blinken meeting. Kinki Nippon tourist admits overcharging municipalities by up to 1.6 billion yen. Chiba Prefecture woman arrested over Twitter threat to release sarin. COVID-19 tracker. Tokyo cases top 2,000 for first time since February. Horizontal recycling gives plastics a second life. Ukraine's Zelensky arrives in Finland to meet Nordic leaders. US-China war would be disastrous for us all, Singapore's defense minister warns. Fate of an eighth of the world's white rhinos to be decided this week. In India, news of population growth reinvigorates viral Islamophobia. That's a wrap for today's international news highlights. Hope you all got the lowdown on what's happening around the world and that your listening skills have reached new heights. Catch you all tomorrow. See you.